Okay, everybody, we're about to get started. We got a bunch of people on. We have Master Pyro, director extraordinaire to the celebrities that you hear on the radio and watch on TV. We have Deborah, who's here to talk about something. We're going to talk about it. We have Yogi Chris,
Okay.
PhD. What?
Is that okay?
Hell yeah. That's why you're here. I'm going to go to
Well,
you first, so get ready. We got
okay.
Yogi Chris, PhD. He's the captain of the movement IMC Nation, and he's here with a lot of wisdom with his yoga and everything else. And we have Rick Lamore. He's another IMC Nation movement guy, and he's a warrior, and you'll get to know him, okay? So let's
Cool.
get started. All right. If you want video, put on video, everybody. If you can. If not, don't worry about it. It's up to you.
Well,
Deborah.
can I say something real quick about that? I tried
Yeah.
to put the camera on so you can see my face, but it's not letting me do it for some reason.
Really?
I don't know why, but anyway, it's
Yeah.
really me. Just so you know, it's really me.
Okay, I know it's you. Rick says, how do you put on the video? I'm not sure, bro. I'm learning all this shit right now. Just figure out how to put people back in my fucking live. So let's talk then until you can figure it out. Deborah, what's on your mind? Everybody listen to this. It's going to be real
Um,
good.
well, there, I kind of had some questions for you, but I figured it out. I, it's really not about me in particular, but I mean, there's things about me too. I guess I could talk about, but uh, like the self love thing that I mentioned to you.
Yeah.
There's a friend of mine that I made on here. You know, I met some really good people on here, including yourself,
Thank you.
uh, and some other people. You know, that are genuine. But this person is really a nice fellow, and he's struggling with like negative thoughts because I guess he had a really bad childhood, and his father died 4 months ago, and then he had a cousin died like 6 days ago. A first cousin was like a brother to him, and that. And he just, but he shares things with me that he doesn't share with other people. You know, I'm not like his TikTok girlfriend or anything. I'm just a friend.
Hmm.
I would like to meet him someday, which would be really nice. But he always reverts back to negative things like nobody's ever loved him and nobody's ever showed him any kindness and things like that. So I asked him, I kept asking him the same question over and over. And then I kind of changed it up a little bit. I'm like, okay, because he's always going on about how beautiful I am and stuff, which is nice, you know, to hear that. But I'm beautiful inside, and I know he truly believes that. You know, I feel like I am beautiful on the inside. And I like to share that with people. And I told him, I said, okay, what if I were to show up at your house? Okay, let's pretend like I show up at your house and I greet you. How would you feel? How would that make you feel? And then he reverts back and says, well, I don't know. It depends on how you treat me.
Uh-huh.
And I said,
He should have said,
okay.
my dick's going to get hard when I see you. How would you have thought about that?
Oh, well, I I would have said, well, okay, well, that's another topic right there. You know, we'd have to talk about that.
That's
This
what would
is
happen
this
if
is
he showed up to the house. If he's talking to you online like that, and he's falling in love with you, when you show up, his dick's gonna get hard.
probably
But
so.
then what?
Probably so.
Yeah.
Do we have to talk about that? I wanted to get to the good part of what I broke the ice when I broke the
No,
ice.
let's go to where you want to. Let's not go to where I go to.
Okay, well, finally, he goes, well, could go rock hunting or something like that. I would treat you like a gentleman, you know. Do you like to do this kind of things, explore, you know, and all that? I'm like, yeah, but I'm not talking about what we would do. I was wanting to know what your feelings would be
Yeah.
because
Why
we
is it
talk about
everybody has to
happiness, you
come
know.
out like that?
Go on. Hold
They
on.
all have to come out with their
Eunice,
penis
Eunice
and
Melody, Eunice Melody, you're talking. Give me a second, okay? We'll get to you. I'm gonna, go ahead, Deborah. Finish up.
So anyway, finally, it took me like an hour. I
Yeah.
said, okay, what if I did this instead of just greeting you with a smile and a hug? What if I gave you like a kiss
I
and
knew you were
really
going there.
a tight squeeze? You know, really, really embrace you and was just so glad to see you. He said, I would be so happy.
Aww. And
So
then
you
what?
know, well, and then he goes, but after dark, he goes, I don't know, would you get mad? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really met you, so I don't know.
I see.
Like the romance thing, but I wanted to get that out of that person to feel
What
a
do you want to
feeling
get
of,
out of him? What did you want to get out of him?
well, what I would like to see happen for him is for him to start loving himself, like himself.
And what does that
And
matter to you?
because he's my friend.
Okay, and then let's say, hold on, my girlfriend finally woke up. I'm glad you're feeling better. She's been feeling sick. Um, let's put it like this, okay? You want him to love himself because he's your friend and all that other stuff, okay? The question, he says, no one's ever loved me. I have a question for him. You should ask him, but you need to drill him. Don't believe what he says. Don't believe the first answer he gives you. And you're going to say to him, you're going to say, okay, who have you loved in your life? And see what answer he gives you. Find out how many people he's given love to. And if he says, oh, a lot of people, or whoever the fuck he says, find someone. If it's no one, then there's the answer, motherfucker. Okay? He's not going to get anything he's not putting out. All right? He's getting exactly what he's putting out. Even the fact that you like him, he's shitting in his own fucking food every fucking second by you giving him 1,000 fucking signals, right? So it's obvious. Now, if he says, I loved my ex, my whatever the fuck he says, right? Then you say to him, you say, okay, describe what that feels like. And he'll say, well, you say, what would you do for them? And he would say, blah, 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 blah. And then you would say, if I was them, would I know you love me, yes or no? That's a big question. If I was them, would I know that you treat me with love, yes or no? Or is that something inside of you that the other person will be like, well, I don't know if they love me, or they love me, but they get really angry at me, but, because he's searching for a certain type of love himself, right? And if you listen to him, it's going to be the type of love everybody wants. But a person who doesn't have love is a person who doesn't give love. And for that reason, I don't feel sorry for a person who doesn't give love. Now, if I have a friend of mine, because I have somebody who I really care about, and she has some kind of a mental thing that happened to her, and so she has a hard time doing that, and so I understand the frustration of wanting her to do the right thing, okay? My process, which is now talking to you about you, my process has been to learn that there's a design for each person that's outside of my control. And it's not really up to me to get involved in the design of their life. It's up to me to be an example. So, example, the person doesn't love themselves, but I love them. So I'm going to keep loving them. And they go, oh, no one loves me. No one loves me. I say, well, I love you.
A person
What?
cannot.
Go ahead. You nice. Let me meet you properly first before you say anything. Where are you calling in from?
North Carolina.
North Carolina. It's hard to hear you. Can you test your mic again?
I said North Carolina.
Oh, okay. How is things over there?
What I'm saying, sir, is
Yes,
that
ma'am.
no one can fully understand love until they have loved themselves. Therefore, they cannot give out love and give out affection correctly without loving themselves. If they have not made that journey, then they are not on the same path as you. You need to find someone that has made that inner love connection with oneself in order to be fully loved.
Yeah, good luck finding that. Have you found someone like that?
I love myself. I love God. God loves me.
Right. That's great. Now that you've worked on you and God loves you and all that, because that's what you said a person needs before they find someone, right? Have you found someone? And if not, how are you going about that? How does that work for you since you've worked on yourself and you love
I
yourself? And
haven't
God loves
found anyone, and I'm not looking. They will find me.
Oh, yeah? And how does that, hold on one second. Give me a second.
It's like when you walk in a room and you automatically know if you and that person have a vibe.
Yeah.
If you don't have a past or don't have a vibe with a person or feel the same way, how can anyone be out here giving out this love that they so-called have when there's none there?
Right, but you have it. Right? I'm asking, do you have it?
You will know. You will know when you meet the person that is going to love you the right way.
Right, I'm asking you a question. Do you have that love that you're talking about? Have you developed it?
Completely.
Oh, okay, good. So now that you have it, because not everybody has it, right? Now that you have it, right, and you're not looking for someone, how does this work now? Do you just kind of live your days and then let's say you're attracted to men, a man shows up and he's interested in you. Like, what's the process like? If someone doesn't love themselves versus someone loves themselves, what's the difference?
You will know. You can see it in their eyes. You can see it in their body language. You
Have
can
you not
tell it
seen
in
it
their
in anybody
voice.
yet? Since you found love, you haven't seen it in anybody else yet?
No,
Wow. How long
no,
has it been?
very long time.
What do you think about that?
It's been 15 years since I've seen that.
Right. So how does that work? If you have so much love and you're capable of seeing it and all that stuff, doesn't it tell you that 15 years later I might have to take a look and go, something might be not completely right here? What do you think about that?
No, it
Why?
doesn't.
Why
God will
does it make you
place
question
somebody
it?
in my pathway when it's time.
What's that?
God will place them in my pathway when it is time.
Right. So do you find yourself getting impatient or no?
No.
Really? 15 years, huh?
And actually, there's been plenty of men that come and approach me, and they do it in vile manner. I'm a lady. I don't need someone shaking their genitals at me to get me attracted to them.
That's so unattractive anyways. Which lady's attracted to that?
But it happens almost every single day of my life.
I hear that. I'm in Las Vegas. Imagine that here. Yeah,
I can
it's true.
only imagine.
Yeah, it's all the time.
The
But you know
city of
what's
sin.
interesting? Let me tell you something interesting here in Las Vegas. There's a reverse dynamic in Las Vegas. The women throw their vaginas and tits everywhere, actually. And the men are a little bit more respectful, believe it or not, in Vegas because the culture, I'm new to it, but I'm into this stuff and I observe it, right? And here, the women are saturating the field because this is the land of prostitutes and whores and ladies of the night and whatever you want to call them. Those are labels. I have no judgment because I'm dating them. I don't give a fuck, you know? I'm just saying that that's the type of people you find here, right? And they're the ones going around throwing their sexuality everywhere, trying to bait
Society has made them
a
that
man.
way.
What's that?
Society has made them that way. It's okay to do those things. It's okay to be that person. It's okay to do this. But where are the boundaries? Where is it going to stop? Because would you want your daughter out there doing that?
That's what I always ask myself. Would I want my son or daughter doing what's happening next? That's a real good question, everybody. I don't have any children, but that question allows my mind to think further than the present time moment of that whatever the hell is happening in the moment. You know what I mean? That's a great question.
We are the future, so we must reflect what we want as a standard.
Okay, now I want to tell you something. I was given a gift by God. You believe in God? I was given a few gifts. One of those is to listen very well and hear a lot of things in voices. Voices to me, they have flavors and textures and things like that. So, but I want to tell you something because what I hear in your voice, now I could be wrong. So I'm going to start off by saying I might be wrong. I'm not like, 100% right. I'm just going to tell you what my perception is and you're going to tell me, okay? What I hear in your voice is a lot of tension that comes from frustration, right? And I have a hard time melting together with love. Because when I feel love, I feel tolerance and patience and a lot of space, right? But when you're speaking, the breath that you're using, it's calmed down a little bit now. But in the beginning, especially, it was very constricted. So it seemed like this thing you were talking about, there's a lot of frustration, almost like a time bomb on it. What do you think about what I'm saying?
I am the chosen, that's why.
Okay, tell us what that means. We know some chosens around here too.
I am the chosen. I am.
How do you know that? What does that mean? How do you know that? What does that mean? If I want to be
the direct descendant, but my bloodline is direct descendant of God.
okay,
It's been studied. It's been notated. It's been wrote down. Period.
and so now because of your bloodline, right?
Not only that, I was married to one of the biggest pop stars in America.
And who is that?
He chose me at 16 years old.
And who was that?
Do your research.
How would I know? Do you want me to look you up as Eunuch Melody? How should I look it up? How do I research this?
Not my name anyway. We all go by fake identities on here.
I know. So you're telling me to research it. I'm just asking a question because I'm trying to listen to you and you're making it difficult. So you say research because I asked you who.
Look up the biggest pop star in America and who his 16-year-old bride was.
Oh, okay, we could do that. If anybody wants to look that up and tell us, biggest pop star in America and his 16-year-old bride. We're talking to her. Okay, so now how did that relationship go for you?
I think she left.
Oh, she might have fell off. Okay, rock and roll. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, man?
Why no video today?
I'm just happened to get in the car right now. I'm taking my dogs on a walk with my lady.
Oh, oh, okay. What kind of dogs you got?
I got a pit bull, man.
Nice. When you
Yeah.
said dogs or my
Oh,
dog?
yeah,
You said
yeah. I got dogs. Yeah, I have a pit bull and I have a poodle, a miniature poodle. That's
Why
all.
didn't you mention the poodle? I have a pit bull, man, and you didn't even bring in the poodle in the picture.
Well, 'cause the poodle ain't cool, man.
I know. Hey, I can tell. It was like I got a pit bull. I thought you said dogs. Okay, I got a little poodle. It's cute.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a little poodle, but yeah, she used to dye her hair and everything, so I didn't really like think taking that one around.
Oh, she identifies as a lesbian or some shit. She's a liberal. That's cool. You got a liberal poodle. You're in
Yeah.
trouble, dude. Have you done any more? Have you done any more paintings?
No, man, but I messaged some one of your followers, and I thought it was you, and I wanted to thank him. I wanted to thank you, for last weekend for giving me love about that.
Yeah, right on. Why did you think you were messaging me when you messaged somebody else? Well, how did
I,
that work?
it's because I mean, both you guys were all tatted. I really didn't look at the picture like so clearly,
Oh,
but
it could be
yeah,
it could be one of my other accounts. I have a business, and so I have other accounts that have my picture on it.
yeah,
It could be that.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. It was someone that posted your videos.
oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man, I've been talking about that day. I brought you up probably 3 times behind your back already. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
thanks. That's cool. Yeah, I was
Because
telling my lady, man.
go ahead.
No, I was just saying I was telling my lady about that conversation because I never showed anyone my art like that. She's always telling me, that I should. But
And what did she think of that? What did she think of that conversation?
she thought it was good. Like, she was happy. Like, I finally showed people, 'cause it's, I don't know. I guess that's something I struggle with, having that confidence. But
Yeah,
it's cool, man. I appreciate it.
confidence is like a muscle. You have to build it. You don't have it.
Yeah, yeah,
So
nah.
you got to do it by little successes.
Yeah, man. But it was good, though. I thank you for that, man. It was cool.
Right on. You're welcome. Let's meet the first unicorn. First unicorn. Where are you calling him from?
Hey, I'm from northern Minnesota.
Oh yeah. What's going on over there?
Oh, not much. Just kind of hanging out for the night, flipping through the channels and shit. Stopped by you for a second. Got
I
invited up.
appreciate
I
it.
decided to say, hey, why not?
Well, the first thing I noticed is a one piece flag. So tell us about it. What's happening there?
I'm a 47-year-old man with a gray beard, y'all. I'll tell you right now.
Why don't you put a video? Put a video.
Here we are. All right.
Let's go.
Here,
Here we go.
let me
Great
get
beard.
it.
Everyone get ready for a great beard.
I said a gray beard, not great.
Oh, that's a great. Here's a great beard.
It is a great beard. I mean, it's my beard, so it's
There you
great,
go.
but-
Okay. All right. So go on now. What's up with One Piece?
So, my children introduced me to One Piece back in the day, and
Everybody, it's a cartoon. If people don't know, it's a cartoon. Okay, called One Piece. Go ahead.
it's
Japanese animation.
it's Japan's most I guess their most famous anime. It's out there. Everybody that is of the age of, I don't know, 26 grew up with that Jolly Roger.
Yeah.
And when Nepal decided to take their land back, take their country back, take their government back, and tell the people that were in charge, quote unquote, that they needed to change, things needed to go. They flew the One Piece Jolly Roger because I'm not going to lose my life or risk my life for pity, but I'll risk my life for service to the next human. That's who I am.
Nice.
I'm a military veteran, 3 years, 8 months, and 16 days.
Nice.
I'm going to take this
Salute.
offer now.
All the men here salute you. Salute. There you
But
go.
the matter of it is they take the immature service of the youth and try to use it to achieve the thing we're trying to fight.
Which is?
Tyranny and one
Evil.
world.
Evil.
Not
Evil.
one world, but division, the bullshit, the anger, the crime is all perpetrated and covered by the media lately. You know, it's all that.
I'm with you. I'm with you. We're all with you. No.
You know?
I'm with you 100%. We don't have to go deep into it. I just want to know we were on the same track. We are. Okay,
Right,
so
right,
now,
right, totally.
where does the One Piece enter this?
The One Piece enters this because it's a symbol of the world's population coming to the point at the same time. And it's shared throughout the whole world. Nepal, I mean, in Nepal, they had one politician. He ran away from his family. His wife needed, pardon me, I'm sorry if that was me.
It's okay.
His wife needed medical treatment. So this politician runs away. What do those protesters do? They don't hurt the woman. They don't maim. They don't burn the house down. They take her to the damn hospital and got her some help.
Hey, finally, somebody got it.
You know, it's the peace behind it. It's I'm not here to be an asshole. I'm here to just shine light. You know, the darkness.
So One Piece, the cartoon, when you watched it, was this the message you got, or what? Like, how is it related to that to me? Because I know the cartoon.
So actually, I'm on my first full run through it. Arlong just got his ass whooped. We'll just put it that way. And it's the fact that this kid has this confidence in him to help everybody.
I get it. He's a cool character, huh? Now okay. Pause. Let's learn communication, everyone. This is what I do. I'm a veteran of communication and still a student of it. Okay, everybody, listen. We don't know much about First Unicorn, okay? But if you've been listening to the dialogue, I can tell you something. I trust that man right now, and I don't need to know nothing else about him. I don't care how another person feels about him. I don't care what stories were written in the news about him. He just told me his personal code, and I get it, right? And if you would understand the cartoon and the message of it and what he just said, and then you would understand listening to his voice and what he's saying, right? You have a good human being there who's not just a good human being, he's a strong human being. He's a soldier, he's a warrior. And he's decided he's for the good guys. That's a decision one has to make in this life. And sometimes you have to make it again and again and again, okay? So that's incredible. Why'd you go away, Unicorn? You still there?
Oh, definitely, I'm here. I just decided to shut
no more
the camera
video.
off,
So what do you think of my assessment? Am I right or wrong? And I know I'm like feeding your ego, but not really. I'm just saying how I feel. But the truth of it, how do you feel hearing what I say about you right now?
It definitely makes me feel good about myself, and that putting it up there was the right choice. Because yes, I'm here. I'm the guy. I still believe in magic.
Hey!
47 years old, I believe in magic. And magic is our words, man. Magic is the words we say. They create something out of nothing. And our words create emotions. And emotions are something to everyone. And when it comes right down to it, I'm not here for division, good guy, bad guy. I'm just here for the right.
Yep. Got you.
You know, if it's good, I'm a radical centrist, I was told. I went down to Minneapolis. I'm in Minnesota, I'll tell it. But when it came down to it, I went down to Minneapolis down in 2019. and lobbied for cannabis, right? And everybody's barking from this side and barking from this side, and it's like, y'all just shut up and let's do it.
Yeah.
Why bitch across aisles? Why divide yourself? If you've divided yourself, you've already lost, man. Shang Tzu wrote that book hundreds of years ago. You know?
Yeah. Shang Tzu.
Yep. The art of war, right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on now, divide and conquer, y'all. That's
Hey,
what they're doing.
Unicorn. Let me tell you something. I want to tell you something because it's interesting you say that, because there's 4 guys. I'm the 4th guy. There's 3 other guys online besides myself, right? We found some worldwide movement of men just like you, and we joined it during COVID, okay? And we all believe in magic. We all know exactly. That's why I say you don't have to go further. I was trying to see where you are. And everything you're talking about right now, I want you to know, at the highest level of quantum physics information that would explode your brain cells. We talked about this morning for 4.5 hours. So what I'm going to do next, so you see the reality and the synchronicity of this and the real magic of your words, you just cast a spell. Look at what just happened, okay? You've been looking for your people. Now pay attention. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to have each of them talk to you briefly about what's happening, okay? So we're going to start with, it's a worldwide movement. There's thousands of us, thousands and thousands and thousands of us, okay? Good people united with real magic, all right? So we'll start with Yogi Chris. He's the captain of the team over there. So he'll say how he feels. Go ahead.
It's great. It's great to hear the message in another warrior, a fellow warrior, and, you know, at the ripe young age of 47 and talking on those terms and finding the metaphors in the anime and language as magic and creating, you know, what you want from it, and his sense of selflessness when it comes to service to others, and all of that comes together is just, you know, it's amazing that this is just a live public stream that has somebody that's speaking on that you know, you're finding it, First Unicorn. You have a very similar map where you're at, and, you know, it's refreshing to hear.
We know what you're talking about. We've been there a lot. We're still there every day. Rick Lemoy, he's the next guy. He's a black warrior. He looks like he came straight out of the jungles of fucking Haiti. Okay? You should see him. He's ripped and he's black as shit. Okay? Go ahead, Rick Lemoy.
Yes, sir. Funny, he was talking about One Piece. I was just looking up if the new episode came out today. I've been watching One Piece for the last a year and a half. I'm on episode 1145.
We're all nerds. Welcome to the Nerd Show. Look at the top nerd, everybody. Did you ever know nerds look like this on Earth? I'm a dork. I'm a dweeb. I'm a nerd. I'm a geek. You can't do nothing about it. Let me introduce you to my dorky friends who believe in magic. We're 47, 48, and we watch cartoons. And fuck you, I'm still gonna fuck your girl. There's nothing you can do about it. It's the revenge of the nerds, motherfucker. We arrived. We're back, and you can't do shit about it. Okay, go ahead, Rick.
Yeah, man. And when I heard him talk about One Piece and Arlong, I was like, man, that's exactly how I feel and how I continue to feel. And that's how I made it this far, you know, watching it, you know. And it's literally one of my favorite animes ever made. And there's so many great lessons and life lessons, you know, you can learn from it. And hearing you talking about it was just like, you know, bringing a smile in my ear, you know, to my face. And I was just like, man, that is so dope, you know, to see a 47-year-old man. And I'm thinking I'm 29. I'm like, damn, am I a little too old to watch this shit? You know what I'm saying?
Rick,
and I hear
Rick,
yeah.
Hold on, Rick. How old am I?
You 48.
I'm older than him. How you look? You talk to me every day, and then he says, "You're like, damn, he's 47. I'm older than him. He's a baby.
Yep.
He's a baby." Wait till he grows up to 48. Then he's gonna know what old age is. That's when his knees are gonna hit. That's when his dick's not gonna work. And that's when his balls are going to hit on the floor with no semen in them. Just a sack.
I just turned 47 on the 7th.
All right, nice. Rick, anything else?
Nah, that's it for me, brother.
All right, then we have, believe it or not, Master Pyro. And he's already achieved a very high level in this life, in the industry that we see on TV. He's a director to a lot of celebrities that you know, and now a lot of these content creators on TikTok and all that, they seek his help, all right? What do you think about hearing? He's also part of the group. What do you think when you heard all that?
Man, like it just shows that there's this universal code that's running through all of us that are engaged in this higher frequency of just helping our environment that we know is out here, man. And that story that you're sharing is a warrior code. I haven't myself personally seen that anime. However, I resonated heavily just hearing your story in connection with it and how you're using that to elevate yourself and things of that nature. So it's just dope to just see that, you know, what we've been studying as a unit, that we are doing the right thing to connect with people like yourself that is seeking the same thing. So I just wanted to just highlight that for myself.
So, Unicorn, there's a giant spaceship called IMC Nation. It comes from the future, year 3035. We're on it. You don't have to believe anything I say. But talk to Yogi Chris right there. He's down there. And he'll give you a link for tomorrow at 10 a.m., which is Pacific Standard Time. You're welcome to beam up to the ship and watch the speaker speak and blow your mind on some real quantum physics, okay? It's going to blow your mind. Okay, now I'm curious, after that conversation, I want to ask Deborah something. Deborah, are you still there?
Yes.
Deborah, I have no doubt that what we were talking about, if it was a pie table like this, and we broke it down, you probably full understanding of it, maybe around 20 to 25% of like what we were actually really talking about, not because you're dumb, but because it's a very specific language. It would be like if I went into some field that I knew nothing about. It's a very specific language. It's hidden in the code of cartoons and things like that, right? And if you understand anything about ancient alchemy, you would understand it would be hidden in symbols. So I just want to put that there for anybody who knows that. Now, outside of that, Deborah, I know you're listening. You're a female. You're attractive. I want to know something, okay? And my questions are very specific, Deborah, okay?
Okay.
Steve, how close we can get to the truth of this thing. Number one, as you were watching us have this dialogue, if you could recall, what are some thoughts and feelings that you were having, good or bad? They're both accepted. Just please be honest. It's important.
Well, one of the major thoughts was unity. You know, everybody's kind of like on the same page, and
How did that
open
make
up.
you feel? How did that make you feel when you thought unity?
It made me feel good.
Right. So
It,
you're
it, it,
listening to us. I'm going to teach everybody communication is feelings and energy, not the words. She only probably would get 25% of the words, even in the wrong relation of what the fuck's happening most of the time. But she was picking up the vibe and the feeling. Now, Deborah, here's what's interesting. Even though you weren't involved in the conversation, I can tell you we were all feeling exactly what you felt when you were watching us. If I asked every man, we'd all were like, yeah, there was a unity. There was a feeling of you said. That's amazing to me. Okay. What else were you thinking and feeling when you heard us dialoguing? What was the vibe for you? What was the feeling for you or the images?
it was like a family, like a brotherhood kind of a thing.
And
You
what did
know,
that feel like to watch grown-ass men who don't know each other feel like that around each other? What's that feel like to feel that?
it's powerful. It really is. Hold on one second. My
Sure.
dog's barking. He's
I hear it.
interrupting.
It's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
He has a
No,
reason. There's an intruder.
there's a car went by.
There you go. He's doing his job.
My,
He's doing his
my
job.
dog's used to the TV. My boxer is very protective over me, and he's used to the, stop. He's used to the TV being on. You there? Stop. Get up here. Come
I'm
on.
here.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Uh, can you ask me the question again? I'm sorry, I got distracted.
Yeah. What was it like feeling that unity and that brotherhood, right? What does that feel like to you? To know that men who don't even know each other, right, have a brotherhood suddenly on this positive thing. What does that feel like as a woman to feel that?
As a woman, to feel that, it's powerful to me.
Yeah.
You
How would you
know,
describe that powerful feeling? How would you describe that powerful feeling? Give me some more words.
to me, it would make me feel like I could do anything.
Yeah. Would you want to, if you had a choice, to be with a man who had a brotherhood like that versus he didn't? Would you rather have one or not?
Yeah, I would.
You would. Could you see as a woman you would be stronger because he was around strong people with similar ideas and positive purposes?
Yes, I could probably learn a whole lot. I
Exactly.
mean, look, I'm 58 years old, and I've came a long way in my life, and I'm not perfect by no means. As far as sometimes, I might stray off on my thoughts, but I try to get myself back together because I know where I need to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course. It makes sense. How's
But
that
to
going?
have
Do
somebody
you have an
like
easy
that,
time doing that, or do you have a hard time doing that? What's that like?
no, not anymore. No, maybe years ago I did when I
Yeah.
first started training myself to be diligent in who I am. You know.
What brought about that idea that you should do that suddenly?
Well, I was married to someone for 23 years. Okay,
Okay,
and I
here we
never
go.
could have
Relationships.
children.
Hmm.
I never could have children. You know, I spent over half my life with this person. He was 13 years older than me. And I was really young when we got together, you know, and I kind of like, I guess I looked up to him more or less like a dad, you know. He brainwashed me basically, and then when our relationship ended, he kind of had me beaten down, you know. I just over the years it happened,
Hmm.
and then I find myself alone, and I was never alone before. I never spent time with myself. I was always dealing with family because I raised his children because I never could have kids.
Hmm.
And then I went to counseling because I thought I'll never go to a shrink. I'll never go to group. I'll never go to anything to sit with somebody to tell them you know, my life history that I've held in all these years.
Yeah.
And I had to be taught how to start liking myself and quit beating myself up and saying, what did I do wrong? Well, I did this right. I thought I did that right. I guess I wasn't good enough, you know. And then after time, you know I am good enough. I know who I am. I'm a queen, you know.
What does
I,
that mean? What does that mean?
what, a queen?
Yeah, I hear a woman say that. I can never fully
To
understand when a woman says I'm
myself,
a
I
queen.
say I'm a queen because I will never in my life ever let anybody beat me down to where I feel like I'm not worthy of anything. Because I'm
Okay,
worthy of
so
all
that's
things.
what it means to be a queen. Don't let anybody beat you down because you're worthy.
Yeah, yeah, like I'm royalty, you know, to myself because I came from a really dark, shitty place and I'm not there anymore and I don't ever want to look back.
Hmm.
You know, and for that question you asked me about being around people like you and all these gentlemen that are in here,
Yeah,
uh, to give me the insight and the confidence. I mean, I have confidence, but that kind of confidence to me is empowering.
it's a manly confidence. Only that's a manly brotherhood, right? We got to
Yes,
see.
it is.
Okay, now the question I asked a bunch of questions, which leads to one question that I thought would be the original answer. Okay, but I didn't want to give it. So I'm going to ask you a question. Would it be true that all the feelings you had, one very good way to say it is by watching all that, you began to feel a little bit safer?
Yeah,
Isn't
yeah.
that amazing? A feeling of safety.
I would trust any one of these people in here, including
There we go.
you, with
There we
my
go.
life.
There we go. Okay, now, Unicorn, are you ready? Welcome to my Jedi powers. I've developed this ability through communication to do what you just observed right now. You see what happened? A lot of things happened there. Okay? In our group, IMC Nation, each person develops their inherent powers and inherent magic, all coming from different places. We've mapped a lot. We've been doing this for a long, long, long time. The arena that I demonstrate this worldwide, coming October 1st, you're going to see a lot more of it, is in relationships. I currently have 7 of the most beautiful women in the world as my girlfriends, and we have great relationships, right? And beyond that, I could attract the most beautiful women and fall in love with them while they fall in love with me. That's my ability, right? Now, that is our token for IMC Nation that allows all the nerds, hello, everybody, I'm a nerd, allows all the fucking nerds to go play with the big boy jocks and say, okay, buddy, I know why you get the cars. I know why you're doing all that. In the end, even when we talk about the future generation, talk to a man. He's talking about his wife and his child. She's not excluded. He was designed to protect her. He was designed to make the world more comfortable and safer for her. And that's how I know that Deborah would do that. She'd feel more comfortable. She'd feel safer. Why? Because that's the masculine energy. When it's pure, that's us as men. And when that happens, what happens is what's happening to Deborah. She softens and she becomes receptive. And suddenly we balance out the yin and the yang. And that's been my teachers. I've had 7 angels visit me. And that's what I've learned from them on how to harness the energies that Tesla Literally, the same energy that Tesla harnessed, electricity, I can harness in communication and through syntax and tone. And this is not a joke. I'm telling you that very straight because you would know if I'm bullshitting or not. So here's what happens. We're in Las Vegas. Tomorrow, you're welcome to join class if you like and be the class we're in. But outside of that, should you decide to come to Las Vegas, okay, and visit here, then come visit us. And we have a base, a big house, right, that the main warriors live at and train in, right? If you don't mind sleeping on the couch for a night to not have to pay anything, you come stay over there and watch a bunch of men who wake up on a schedule, who meditate, who do exercises, who study, who dialogue 3 to 4 hours a fucking day, every fucking day. And then, are you ready for this? They go out into the city of sin against all odds, into the darkest, nastiest, immoral places. And with their light, they come back with 1, 2, 3, 30, 700 women without not only not turning into prostitutes, but not only that, my girlfriends, they don't dance anymore. So they're actually outside. You know, I met them as dancers. They stopped dancing. They cover themselves, or ladies like you've never seen before. You wouldn't even recognize them if you saw them before this, right? So that's us, bro. And it's an orchestra. Yogi Chris has his powers. Rick has his powers. And my power has his. Every day we get together. We coordinate. We figure it out. We have drills for our powers. And man, if you take anything I say for reality, and you are the way I was, I wouldn't be able to sleep tonight, bro, because this is that real shit. So I'm for the first time, I'm glitching. I'm first of all, for the first time, I'm putting out at this level publicly to see I want to see what this type of communication does when it's heard, because you're not the only one hearing it. Others are hearing it. In fact, rock and roller, don't tell me you're one of us too. What are you hearing when you hear all this?
Community? I don't know, man. I resonate with it though. I don't know. It's kind of weird, man. I've been going through something I can't explain, and it's just kind of weird that I came across you.
Let's try it. Try explaining it here. Let's see what happens.
It's something I've been struggling with. I mean, it's more of a spiritual thing that I can't explain. I don't know. It's just when you started talking about that quantum, it's not something I really understand yet. I've been getting like visions and shit, like, you know, like it's kind of strange. I know it sounds fucking crazy, but
you don't sound crazy. You sound like one of us. That's why I said you could be one of us. So keep talking as to people who would know that and have that also. So just say it the way it is.
Yeah, man. I when I meet people, I kind of like I get their energy, and I could kind of see like what they have done, like what they feel. Like, I don't know, man. It's really weird. It's something I'm struggling with right now.
What's the struggle?
Because I'm confused.
About
I don't know
what?
if I'm crazy. I don't know if I'm crazy or if I'm just fucking gifted, or like, you know, I don't know what it is.
So that's why we all live in Las Vegas. Exactly what you said. Because I realized at some point that if these things were real, I needed other people to validate it. Otherwise, I may be fucking hallucinating. Like, straight up, I'm not joking with you, right?
Yeah.
So we got together, and that's what I'm asking you. The physical universe, measurable results, is what we have done for the last probably 5.5 years, very extensively. And then we moved to Las Vegas to do nothing else but that, just so you know, to test it. We wanted to test its power at a place to see where would be the toughest place on the planet that you could go to shine your light and get the most beautiful woman to fall in love with you. You would go to Las Vegas, into a strip club, and get a dancer who's been dancing 5 to 7 to 10 years, who can make thousands of dollars a night, and she would stop dancing, change her ways, and become healthier and stronger visibly. All her friends would tell her, her family would tell her, everybody would tell her. But most of all, she would know herself. So we've done that, and that's the thing. You're not going to know if you're crazy or not until you have people like this who you could talk to and check the results. You have to be able to check your results. You need another point of view to see, to know you're not nuts. Is that a UFO or not? By the way, I just saw a UFO right before this. I was walking out with my girlfriend, Sin, and she said to me, I said, man, I really don't feel like doing what I'm about to do in the next 30 minutes, but I'll figure it out. And then as I was saying that, she said, what if you saw a UFO? I said, well, that wouldn't change shit. And then as she said that, I looked to my right, and it's still daylight. The brightest gold, not white, gold light was in the sky. And I said, what's that? Look. And she's like, oh my God. I'm grabbing my phone. She's like, hurry, hurry. I thought sometimes when planes turn towards you, their light turns yellow and real bright. So I'm expecting this thing very soon to turn, or I see it, right? It's super bright. And then suddenly this is what happens to it. It goes, and it's completely gone. And she was there and I was there. And that's one of those things. I needed another eyewitness. Otherwise, what did I see that? Was that the sun fucking reflecting on the fucking water drop from Mars or whatever the fuck they come up with to try to explain everything like it makes sense? You know what I mean? Well, the reason why, no, bitch, that's not why. So you're very lucky, bro. We already know you have painting skills, you have nunchuck skills, painting skills, baby making skills. Like you have painting skills, right? You've had visions. You faced death a few times with the thoughts of suicide and lived for somebody else. So you have real love, and you know what the fuck that feels like, right? You at 13 years old, you suddenly couldn't get up, and you were fucking body broken for years and years and years, decades, and then suddenly you do something and you come out of it like, okay, bro. The question, we have a lot of us that talk every day, right? And the question I would ask you is a question we still ask ourselves every day. How much proof do you need until you get it? And why is somebody else's story always more believable than your own? Because if you saw your own story on YouTube, and then suddenly they said this person was chosen, kidnapped by UFOs, touched by God, has advanced genetic line, is an Anunnaki. I don't care what you choose. There's a million reasons why it could be. But if you saw your story as someone special on YouTube, you'd walk away inspired like that guy, you know? I believe that's probably real because it's you, man. And I realize every day we get so much evidence. This conversation is evidence. Straight up. But then we're going to go from this in the next moment like I've done for years and ungratefully say, just show me proof. I just need to know this is real. What do you need? What do you fucking need? And I know what I need. I have an expectation of looking up and seeing a fucking gray alien stand in front of me and talk to me. I think then I might know. But at the same time as I say that, truth be told, if in the middle of the night a gray shows up, it better paralyze my body because my first reaction will be to fight. I just know that. A human in my fucking house would trigger that. How about a 7-foot fucking mantis? Do we ever think about that? It's like, oh, it's the aliens. You wake up and there's a...
Oh,
you know what I mean? I'm not going to be like, oh, I was waiting for you. I'm going to be like, ah! Wah! Ah! Right? Just trying to stab it, shouting, screaming, shitting myself, not even caring because if it wants to eat me, maybe shitting myself will help. I will explode until it runs away.
Yeah.
Guess what? I'm still not available to be visited, just so you know. You understand? So they're going to put 1 trillion signs around me and probably sit wherever they are and go like this. What a fucking idiot, dude. Hey, what do we do next? Let's have him talk about a UFO and show it. He'll get it. Oh, he just moved right the fuck on like it's not a fucking... He's asking for another sign. Right? Give him a fucking live that goes over all this shit in a crazy way.
Dude, that's crazy.
He's going to be in the shower being like, okay, tonight, show me you're real. Show me what you could do in the field with all these women. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, wow, wake the fuck up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
That's some crazy shit.
You pop in here, man. Yeah, you're screaming my language, most definitely.
Okay, talk about it now. What's it done for you? Let's go.
When I was 19, here's my story.
Here we go.
This is my life-changing event. I was 19 years old, halfway through basic training, and we were given a chance to go home on Christmas Exodus leave between basic and AIT, which is advanced individual training, where you learn your job. And I was bringing my grandmother and my girlfriend home from Christmas dinner at my parents' house. And my grandma who was a veteran of the organ bench in church for the past 30 years at that time, asked me to turn up my rock and roll that I was listening to as I was driving. So I reached down, turned it up. Lo and behold, it's Guns N' Roses. November Rain. And we go a little farther, and she asked me to turn it up again. Mom, by this time, I'm elated as all hell. I'm like, my grandma's asked me to turn up rock and roll. This woman plays the organ just beautifully, but she's asking me to turn up rock and roll.
Wow.
So I turn it up again. A little bit farther down the road, she asked me a third time. It blows my fucking mind.
Wow.
Pardon my French. I know I cuss a little bit, but I turned it up, and I stayed down there. I turned it up a little more. When I looked up, we ran into a semi going 65 miles an hour. My grandma passed away appreciating music.
She passed away in the car?
She passed away on the way to the hospital in the ambulance. The semi-trailer was slowing down to turn into a truck stop. And as I looked up from the radio, I didn't have time to stop. And ran right into the ass end of his trailer. My grandmother passed away on the way to the hospital.
Wow.
Now, I had never really come to grips with it. It took me a really, really long time. And about 5 years ago was when I realized that she was appreciating music and my music and was appreciating me, unlike I had ever felt by my family before.
Whoa.
My father and mother lost a set of twins in 1972. When my brother was born in 1974, he was the golden child, and I was just a little brother that happened. And when Grandma did that, it floored me pretty hard. And that's what happened.
And how did that change you? How did that change you?
I went through a lot of years of alcoholism. Drank it all away.
How did you stop that? How did you stop that? How does one become alcoholic than non-alcoholic?
Oh, I'm never gonna not be.
How did you stop drinking then?
I don't do well with alcohol. I do at times, but I don't at other times, and it's all where my head is, And so it's just better to not, for the most part.
Are you able to not?
Oh yeah, most definitely. This past summer, I really screwed myself over. Had another little battle with it over the summer, but now I'm stepping out of it and coming back into me. Last winter was pretty hard for me. It was the first time I had to sit in a room with myself as long as I had to. And as I sat there with myself, by myself, I got to see myself and learn myself and realize who I was, and that how I was and who I was wasn't what I was trying to exude and the example I was trying to be.
Nice.
You can't be old and wise if you weren't young and dumb in my book. If you didn't fuck around and find out, well, you didn't live.
Hey, if you didn't fuck around and find out, you never found anything out.
And if you never failed, you never tried.
That's a fact. So now, how has this changed you? How are you a different man than before since these incidents? What's different about you?
I have more empathy.
How does that affect your experience, having empathy?
I can, instead of having to go through the immediate or moment or situation that somebody's talking about, just knowing that I can relate through grief or through trauma or just from where I sit, instead of having to place myself into a situation or something. It's like when I was 7 years old, I told my mom I understood women.
Hey!
And she looks at me, she goes, all right. And she actually stops the car on the side of the road and we have this conversation. And I look at her and I say, Mom, I don't have the girl parts. I can't have babies. Why the hell would I try?
Uh-huh.
And I'm not a woman. I can only speak from my point of view and things I've been through. I can't speak from that. So why would I try to do that? And starting at that young age with that, I've held on to that I can't understand why somebody does something else. I don't know what other choices they had to choose from.
Okay, good.
I can only deal with them as they come to me.
Yep.
And when they come to me, I don't know what it is about me, but I have a knack of making people be authentic because I can't hear them any other way.
Ooh, that's it.
I,
That's the
I
words. I
can't.
can't hear you any other way. I only hear your authentic self. That's nice.
Yeah, you can speak all you want, all your words, you can tell it, but the words and the vocality is only like 6% of communication to begin with. The rest of it is intonation, body language, your smile. Right there, that smile, and you rubbing your face. All these, they got different little, micro expressions. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, I'm
we
blown
got little
away at
quirks.
my own life right now at this.
Right, right. But it's the beauty of being human, man.
Yeah.
I got to go to South Africa, and I didn't get to see any lions, tigers, bears, oh my, elephants, but I did get to see a 13-year-old little black boy say, Uncle Jeremy, and I turned around and looked, and here's this kid standing in the back of a pickup, waving at me, I got a job! And the first time I met him, he was begging money from me on the sidewalk,
Oh, wow.
you know? And when it comes down to it, the heart and soul of every human on this earth, we're all capable of everything, y'all. We're all capable of murder. We're all capable of kindness.
True.
We have to lead with love. Start making love the fucking default emotion instead of everybody going, well, that pisses me off. Well, why does it piss you off? I didn't piss you off. That's your choice. You get to be pissed off about what I say. That's
Yeah.
your choice. I didn't make you pissed off. You chose to be pissed off over a situation.
Hey,
And
listen,
that's
let me tell you something from what I can hear of you. Alcoholism doesn't stand a chance against you if you remember who you are. Okay? It's when you go unconscious and you forget who you are that demon comes to you, because I can hear you. You have enough technology in your hand, enough understanding of the technology to be able to fight off a lot of things, because you're using words that are very powerful shields in that world. They're dissolvers, they're interceptors. Like your planet, in your inner world, would be very safe if you understood what you were doing the way I use it. I use communication like building a planet or something, a world. And so you have a very good defense system. You should know that, okay? And if you don't use it though, then you didn't use it. If I don't use the TikTok, you get it? So you got to stay conscious to use your system. Especially the first practice would be to know the beats of your life, as my teacher would say. So for example, if I know next I'm going to go, the next beat will be shower. Oh, I already showered. So change my clothes. The next major beat is I'm going to be in a strip club. Now, if I was you, I would know there's going to be alcohol there, right? And so I have to prepare all my weaponry before I show up to this place. And since I already know I'm showing up, I'm Musashi before the battle, or Sun Tzu, like you said. I'm going to win the battle. I know the enemy, and I know myself. 1,000 battles, I can't be defeated. But you have to remember yourself the whole time. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah.
most definitely understanding self, the capital S, self.
The capital S.
Not the human. Like you look at your hand, you're like, that's my hand. That's not you. That's your hand, right? You can't be something you possess.
Right. You got it. You got it.
Yeah.
Deborah, back to you. What's your state? Where are you at now?
Indiana.
No. What's your state of mind, Deborah? Where are you at now?
Oh, my state of mind.
Yeah, I know you're in Indiana still, unless you time traveled, which could have happened. But right now, what's your state of mind?
My state of mind is focus. I don't know. Knowing.
There's no mind, really. If you look at it, I can see it. Right now you're listening, and it's just your mind is quiet. What's the state of your emotions and heart?
The state of my emotions are really peaceful right now.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, here's what I want to demonstrate to everybody. I want to demonstrate to everybody that when men talk about the subject of men properly, women listening heal. You should know that. All Deborah has to do is sit around the fire and watch the elders of the tribe, the warriors, talk about the the real life experiences they've had. Even if it's hunting a boar, you can't just hunt a boar. You're gonna have to know physics. You're gonna have to know courage. You're gonna have to know teamwork, communication, prediction. You don't just fucking throw a spear and the boar lies down in front of you. You know what I mean? So hearing the hunters speak was the real lessons behind the fire, and they would always talk about it because they'd go over the hunt again. That guy did that. Oh, and they would do this. So this is in that tradition, because even though we have computers in front of us and all that, our DNA is still the same. We're still dealing with the same stuff inside. We have to master the inside world, and the outside world is a reflection very easily. Okay, let's go from Deborah. Rick, what's happening with you, man? Rick, you there?
Yeah, I'm trying to unmute. Okay, yeah.
Oh, Rick falls asleep a lot in class. Just
No,
so you know. In a class we have, Rick is the guy who's always asleep in class.
It's working late. Yeah, I've been doing good, man. I talked to my sister yesterday. I don't really talk to her much because not because of anything really. It's just we just don't contact each other that much. But when we do, we always have like good conversations. It's always like we never stop talking,
Yeah.
And she was telling me about some family situations that was happening, and she's my sister from my dad's side, as in like my dad had another woman, and she's not my mom and my dad. It was my dad with another woman.
Yeah,
So
I guess.
yeah. So yeah, she was telling me about a situation that was happening with her and the family, how, they were having a meeting about her, and pretty much they were kind of unclaiming her in some ways. Like they're saying that she's not acting like the daughter that they wanted her to be, things like that. Because but she wanted to go to medical school, but she just made a whole 180. She stopped going to school. She realized it wasn't for her, and she just chose her own path, and she decides to work instead, and hustle and do what she do. And her parents didn't like it, but what came out of the conversation was a big improvement in my communication, because I could see, whereas before I would probably try to give her like advice as like an older brother, be like, why don't you do this instead and do that? But all I did was just listen to her and really see it from her perspective and her point of view on why she made the choices that she made.
Nice.
And I could see, like, man, it did something for her, and also in the talk, I also kind of did the perspective of her parents, and also kind of talk to her from that too, and ask her questions, and I could see that also made her understand things from their point of view. So because I know right now they're going through some like conflicts and whatnot, like even divorce and shit like that. So man, so now she wants to go back now and have a conversation with them.
Whoa.
Where now she's gonna be the one now telling them, she's gonna now sit them down and tell them like how I don't really know how it's gonna go, but she says like she's gonna go and sit them down and have another talk with them. So I'm assuming that this is where it's gonna go. And man,
the purpose of what we do is to get the world back in communication. That's exactly what we did. You would be a messenger. You're a messenger from her, from parents, from you, from a higher power, and you're literally traveling the communication line like Hermes would, or Flash. So pick, or a teleporter, right? Pick your character and just see that in the world that I see, you connected these first. You took these lines that were disconnected and you connected them somehow. You held them together. So in an anime, you would have grabbed some energy line from one, and the other you would have stood in the middle of it and like been like, and then imbued it with your own heart, and it connects. And then you go to the next one, you connect, next one. But you're connecting that in the ether through asking questions and saying things. Then what happens is once it connects there, she goes, I'm going to talk to them. Yeah, because you already connected her to them. You did it. You get it? That's what I saw. What do you think about
Dragon Ball Z style.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, and I remember telling you that I always, I want to be the kind of leader that unites. When I'm like that, that's when I operate like in my fullest potential. Is when I'm like resolving like a something like a conflict or something like that. Even with the people also, close to me too, because this is like a thing of mine. Like I'm really good at understanding people's perspectives. Like it even get to a point where it's like I don't even know how I can almost disagree with anybody because it all kind of makes sense to me at some point. I mean, obviously not the stuff that really don't make any sense, but in a way where like if somebody's coming to me with some kind of conflict or they do something, it's like just by talking to them a little bit or communicating with them, I understand where they're coming from. And then no matter what they do from that point on, I won't have any attachment to it, good or bad. It's like, man, it's like I like feeling this way. I like the kind of person that I'm becoming because to me, I see this is where I feel good. This is what makes me, feel better,
Bro, you're 100% on the process. This is it. You're there. You're in that place I'm at. So this is amazing to hear that from you. That's cool.
Wow. Thank
That
you.
happened today?
That happened yesterday. I was talking to her.
Wow, that's amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
And I even spoke to
change
Yogi
now.
too.
After that, everything will change.
Wow. Yeah. And I even was speaking to Yogi about some stuff, about Messenger and stuff, and it resolved so well at the end where like I even took more actions than I ever did prior. It was that's what I'm saying. That's how I like to operate. That's when I feel the best. That's when I do better. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna nurture that in me, and just keep doing that.
Dude, that's huge. Pyro, what do you think about that? It's inspiring for me.
Yeah, it's just amazing to see how this process that we worked on so much to see the fruits of it, really, right? Because it takes a deep sense of understanding that it takes a certain character to want to elevate, to communicate where we are now in this world to be able to do what we did, right? And for example, like
I'm sorry.
he changed that timeline, right? This whole timeline that he changed in her life and his family's life from a far distance, right? And to be able to do that there, and even in closing people's life, that's the true gift of what we're here to do. And I was reflecting on this a lot because yesterday I was going through a lot of my YouTube stuff that from when I first started vlogging and me just being involved in picking up my camera and getting involved into the world, showcasing my art. And I'm just like, man, this path that we chose to just elevate our state of mind to communicate to everybody as possible, to communicate and bridge these kind of gaps and change timelines of being better for everybody, right? And because it seems like something that everybody's slowly losing. And for us to be that example of that light just by speaking, showcasing what we know is that's available that people are missing is where I see is a true value in all this. And it's just dope to be a part of it. And seeing Rick's growth, I've been around to see Rick and his growth in communicating and things of that nature, and it's dope to see.
I know.
And relative, in your life, day-to-day life. So
different. Yuri Chris, what do you think about that?
It's rich, man. That's the value. You don't know the value till you need it. Like, I remember at some point years ago, I was starting to take the game for granted. I was just like not putting any importance on it, and then I started going through rough times with my girl at the time. It only took, I don't even know what it was, but it was just like the right statement that got through to me that snapped me out. I was just getting into a delusion about things and totally saved my whole relationship. Right? I mean, it saved it for the moment, right? I'm not with that girl anymore, but it like turned it around 180 and I was a lot less mature. It wasn't meant to keep going forever, but my misunderstandings were creating, a problem. It was just a mindset shift. And it was just in that moment, the game was worth just everything. But before that, I was taking it for granted, and I was like, I kind of want to watch something on Netflix or something. You know what I mean? And it was just so clear to me. And then it's just these moments like, being able to talk to my dad, frankly, understanding his psychology differently. Like, it's no longer my dad. It's just a guy that's older. That is my dad. That's like a hat. But like, what if I had never known my dad? And I just circle around through the world and I come across him and there he is. And I didn't know that was just some older guy. And to be able to relate to him and get my communication through to him and hear him. So allowing his communication to get through to me And so that he knows it got through to me. And then it's just like a depth of communication again with my old dying grandma is just like, she's so foggy, but to be able to communicate with her and just see it come out in her, the humanity, the young girl, the girl that grew up on the farm and
Oh no.
curious, she's just, you know, the power of communication is invisible until it's needed, and then you do everything for it. But it's like when you step up to any championship match or anything, you do anything for it in that moment. But bro, you had 6 months to train for it. What were you doing all those 6 months? So it's not the moment that you need it is not the moment to learn it. That's when you'll know if you have been using your time wisely.
Yeah, the moment you need it is not the time to learn it. That is so true. When you have to swim because you need to swim is not the time to learn how to swim. I apply that to a bunch of things. That's a very powerful statement. The moment you need it is not the time to learn it. You need to learn it before you fucking need it, right? You need to do martial arts before the fight. You don't learn it while you get in the fight. Now I'm gonna fucking learn fucking Bruce Lee shit. It's too late, dude. Learn it before the shit happens, okay? And you want to learn everything you can about the sale, everybody. Talk about sales for a second. You want to know everything you can before the sale. The sale is just the conclusion of a whole lot of things that happens. Now, that sale could be, a lot of people are not in relationships. I think the greatest example was the girl that came on, and it was obvious to everybody else what was maybe obvious to her, but maybe not. What was obvious is she was 15 years miserable, as she had found self-love and found God, but you could hear the seething toxicity in her voice pouring out when she was talking. Even when she was giving advice, it was difficult to listen to it. So one has to ask oneself, when somebody is using good words, why is it hard to listen to? The words weren't wrong. You need to do this and love yourself. Yes, I don't disagree. But inside me, there's a disresonance. Something is not right. Where are you coming from, right? And then asking her questions, and then she pauses or whatever, and then she takes off, and then it's like, oh, what the fuck's happening? The point is, people are not in relationships, or if they are, they're not happy. I'm in relationships, and I'm happy in them, and I could start and end, okay? And so when it comes to relationships, I want to talk about that for a second. When it comes to relationships, okay, that person is kind of like your customer, okay? And you have to give them great customer service. They have to keep coming back and buying the fucking product. You have to keep upgrading your fucking product so the competition doesn't over fucking power your product, right? Because if they're a good customer, they have a lot of money, they have a lot of value, a lot of currency, then everybody wants them to be shopping at their fucking lot. They want their attention, they want their interest, which is gold put together. Attention, interest becomes gold here. So once you put attention, interest, you get a gold piece of attention units. When you have a gold piece, one second. If I have a product I want to sell, I would know the features of the product, and more than that, I would have to know how it relates to the person who's buying it. It would be something that solves a problem in their life, okay? So the first thing to realize about relationships is unless you come across a completely whole man, and if he doesn't have the title INC Nation behind him, don't believe him, okay? It takes a lot of work to get him to this tiny little level we are. If he's not a whole man, okay, then when he's coming across you, he's seeking to become whole by putting you in his life. So now there's a hidden expectation of you to make him complete. This is going to be a very different reaction than if he was complete and you did what you did, whatever that was, okay? If it was positive and you did what you did and he's totally complete with himself, his reaction is one way. If he's not, his reaction is another way. In fact, it's not the reaction that you should just measure. The reaction is momentary. Pay attention what happens 10, 15 minutes or a day after the reaction happened when you did something big. In the beginning, everybody, the guy says, will you marry me? She's like, oh my God, yes. Then he goes away. She starts doubting it for a whole fucking day. And he's like, she said yes. There was a lot of pressure in that moment. And when he went away, her mind came in. Oh my God, I have to stay with them. For what about this? What about that? Blah, blah, blah. So understanding that sales is a lot of that. Before he says, will you marry me? He knows she has a thought that says he's going to travel the world because that's his vision. So he'll never be with me and he'll leave me at home. So he knows that because he's told her he wants to travel the world. And he assumes if I'm going to ask her to marry me, she might think that. That might make a no. That might make an objection. So he looks at it. That's not what he would do. So he goes to her. He says, listen, he never says, will you marry me? He repeats traveling the world. He says, in fact, when I travel the world, you know what would be even more exciting is to take you with me and show you all the places. Can you imagine seeing the entire world together? Now, he doesn't say, will you marry me yet? He goes forward. He thinks about, well, are they going to live together? Are they not going to live together? Are they going to live in a big house, a small? He works it out, but he looks from the buyer's perspective. She's going to buy him as a mate for the rest of her life. That's a big investment. If it was just money, it would be a prostitute. But no man falls in love with a prostitute when she remains a prostitute. Right? It doesn't work. So it's not money we're looking for. We're looking for a commitment from the other person that's not come from physical stuff like that. And so once you work out all the reasons why someone would get nervous saying yes, someone would get nervous agreeing, someone might say no, be them, work it out, put it in your communication before the offer. Before the offer. Once you do it properly, if it's done properly, this is how I get women in my life. This is the secret of it, okay? If it's done properly, just wait. Because believe it or not, the customer will say, but how much is that Rolls Royce? They will send you the offer you were going to send to them once you give them all the value. And at that moment, they might not jump in and go, I want the Rolls Royce. They might say something like this. So how much is it? And you go, well, it's whatever, $250,000. And then they say, I think that's a little too expensive. But they've already imagined the Rolls Royce. This is now a small objection. Remember what they said. Remember the interest. You never said buy the Rolls Royce. She thought about buying the Rolls Royce. Then he said $250,000, and she said that was too much. That's a small objection. That's where you handle it. Now, if you know about her, and let's say she loves luxury, she loves to be unique, and she loves the best things in life. That's not a bad thing to have as a quality. I'd want to be with somebody who wants the best things in life, right? If you're a woman, imagine being with a man who says, I don't want the best things in life. Like, oh, why? It's not necessary. It's as necessary as the next fucking thing you get. Just get the better thing, all right? So just get the better thing. You failed too much, and you're giving an excuse. So, whoa, what am I pressing? What happened here? Okay, so let me wrap this up. Been talking too long. So long story short, is everything in human social dynamics can be looked at from a sales position. When we look at it from a sales position, it kind of loses its compassion, love, and all that, right? It does, because it becomes what? It sounds like a math and an equation. Okay, let's not run away from that for a second. It sounds like a math or an equation. All right, let's just look at it. Is there a math or an equation in love? I think there is. If I said to you, you can't truly love if you don't trust somebody, you can't love them fully, you would say yes. So I would say trust is an ingredient or an equation in love. And without it, you can't say I love you, but I don't trust you. That's not enough love. To love me is to not have to look over your shoulder every fucking second. I don't know about that kind of love. That's weird. You know, that's why I could never love a wild animal, because I can't trust a fucking wild animal around me. Okay, it doesn't work like that. So if we took a look and we saw that our brain was split in half. There's a logical side, they say, and there's a artistic side. They've proven it. You do watch the test. It's true, right? And if we started to look at try this as an exercise, a new exercise for me today that I'm giving to you, okay? Take a look at a situation right now that you're trying to solve. And first, shut off one side of your thinking and look at it in a very logical way. See if there's are there some right steps in this outside of emotion? If you were not emotionally involved, what would you do? Okay? Now, that doesn't mean you're not emotionally involved. You have to see it. Now, you put that aside and you look from the other side and you go, okay, If I was emotionally involved fully, what would I do? And you get the other side. Now, ready? When the right and the left hemisphere go in the middle and they work together, we become a superhero. Okay? I have to somehow logically move, but remember that the emotion behind the logic is the reason why I'm moving, because the emotion is the energy in motion behind the logic. If I can explain my logic and it makes sense from the emotion I came from, and somebody else would have followed that path, I can begin to resonate on a deep level with them, on like a deep logical emotional level. Like, I get that $250,000 is a lot for a fucking car. I don't have the money to do that right now. Would I like to do that one day? Yeah, I would like to do that one day. And so if someone talks to me, they're gonna have to talk to me of what it's like when I'm gonna have it one day, not you can't get it right now. And that's just a matter of language and understanding timelines and moving. But this thing is so intricate. I can talk forever about it, okay? So tonight, we're going to end it. So here's what we're going to do. I always ask, I say, give us your final thoughts, okay? Final message. I like the word final message. Your final message. And I'll just go down the line, okay? And today we're going to start with Deborah. We're going to go straight up. So Deborah, what's your final message for today?
My final message is, after listening to all this and knowing the things that I know, is that if you see it, you can be it. If you believe in it, it can be you, can be anything, you can do anything, but you can't lose sight of it. You know,
That's right. That's right.
You have to know it. You have to see it, even if you don't have it yet. It can be yours. Just
That's
like the car you're
100% true.
talking about. You know, you have to know it. You have to see it.
Keep your eyes
Don't
on your
lose
vision.
sight of it.
Keep your eyes on your vision, we say. Keep your eyes on your vision. That's nice, man. What a nice message. Okay, Yogi Chris.
Yeah, I really learned a lot about listening on this stream and just being able to hear and have space for somebody and real curiosity. So it goes in these really unpredictable and genuine directions. But I think because of that, that's what I'm seeing. So excited to hit the town tonight with this new ability.
Right on. Rock and roller, what's your message?
Don't question yourself. Believe in what you see.
There you go. Oh, you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna start. Your reality's about to shift, dude. Listen, let me tell you something, okay? If you ever get an idea of harming yourself or another, it's the devil. It's the end of the story. That's the way you stay off of the dark path, right?
Yeah.
It could say whatever the fuck it says inside, but I know that I don't harm others and I don't harm myself. So if any thoughts like that come, I stay off the path. I just do, and that's helped me a lot, because you're gonna start understand. You look inside. There's a lot of voices inside. Okay, it's fucked up. Okay, all right, Master Pyro, your message.
Yeah, my message is, man, the art of communication is the key, right?
Yeah.
Communication is always going to be the answer to what you want to create, what you want to allow in your life, and what you don't want to allow in your life. And yeah, that's it. That's the real power in all of this is communication.
Very nice. Okay, Mr. First Unicorn, what you got? Message.
Enjoy the differences in life, because that's what makes life fun. If we were all the same, it'd be boring as hell. And if life wasn't this hard, as people like to put it, it wouldn't be this fun.
Wow, that's really nice. Okay, let me give my final message. If I grew up, I'm sorry, did I cut you off? What'd you say?
Oh no, I just wanted to tell everybody to have a good night, and if you wanted to reach out, send me a link for tomorrow or what have you, hit me in the DMs. I followed everybody.
Yogi Chris is about to do it. Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
Here's my final message, and I think it'll be a real nice one for everybody. If I grew up and the adults around me told me a story, and they said, we all have angels, but they come in the forms that you wouldn't be able to recognize them, but look for them. And they said, in your life, you're going to meet some angels, and they're going to change your life, and they're going to teach you things, and be very, very good at listening to them and get their secrets from them. I would tell you guys the reason I sit here is because somehow in my life I met some really I love anime, I love cartoons, I love Marvel movies. I met some real superheroes, some real angels. They were men in flesh, just like you and I, but they could do things that they were not normal. They were extraordinary, okay? And so these men, I became their students, I became their disciples, every single one of them, and I became their number one student. I sit here right now because life sent 7 angels in the form of 7 men. I happen to have 7 girlfriends right now. 7's always been a number I like. A lot of us like it, right? And so I've had 7 angels as teachers, and I seem to be surrounded by 7 women and angels all the time. That seems to be the right number. So if I said to you, sometime, if you're following this storyline and there's anything in what we said today, and we're all resonating on the same level, let's say, if I said to you, what if you were told, on earth there are angels, and they're going to take forms that are going to surprise you. Listen for them and look for them. They're going to be in people's bodies. Look for the angel in that person and find the message. And when you hear their message, one day you're going to have wings too. And when that day comes, other people who are looking for angels will look at you and see your wings, and they'll grow their wings. Okay? That's it. As Manu Tupo, my teacher, said, be the best, fuck the rest. I'm AZD Spider. This is IMC Nation. Let's go.